5 final. In the bottom left-hand side, our red Protoss player from Sidestorm Gaming. This is MaxPax. He will be taking on the blue Terran player in the top right corner of the map. This is Cure. Game 1 of our finals then, and seeing who will come out on top. $200 on the line, $100 for second place, and of course some WardiTV points on top. Both these players already qualified to the WardiTV Winter Championship event. We'll perhaps be seeing some of the other players that play today have to try out those qualifiers, etc. This does mean we'll have to figure out some other bits and pieces. JLHF called on both sides as we get this ready to go. These two did play in the finals of the January Open. I mentioned that one earlier, and that was a Cure victory, 3-1 over MaxPax. Just looked very solid in those games. MaxPax couldn't quite get, things really comfortably going his way. As we have the SCVs continue to chase around a probe. And actually going to get the catch there. Going to get some extra nibbles. MaxPax just about turning around for the moment. Let's get commencing setting up a bunker at the front. And the Reaper is going to be finishing very shortly as well. So get that completed. And wait to see what kind of games MaxPax is going to play. We know he loves his Blink. We know he loves, that especially. But sometimes we'll also play a lot of Phoenix Colossus, for example. So that's also quite the factor. Right now he's putting a very early pylon across the map. So he could proxy potentially proxy a Stargate here. Could, proxy perhaps one of his gateways very quickly too. I guess he does have options. Any program probe that's popping out of a Nexus to automatically build a building? No. You have to, the probe has to be out before you can queue it to build a building. Because there's no way to select it. Basically, there's no way to select the probe that's in the Nexus, right? If you could select the probe that's in the Nexus, then you could essentially shift queue it, I guess, but the probe doesn't exist inside the Nexus, so you can't select it to tell it to go and build a building or so, right? As the Adept's gonna go nibbling around. Did you guys get bets for this, by the way? Sorry, let me do that for you quickly in case you want to spend your Wardy points and lose them to other people. There you go. Have fun, guys. So our gateway is coming up. Just going to see our Stalker, our Warp Gate, all of this coming through. It's just a proxied gateway, so you're going to go 3 gates of pressure here initially as MaxPax try and get some damage done. Well, Deb's hold now. That Twilight Council is coming online as well for the follow-up. Dep's going to shade through here, guys, and actually going to get into the main base. The depot didn't raise in time. Secure making a mistake. This allows for these Adepts to get a lot done, actually. LCV's pulling from the other side. Adepts go back over the left. Dep's going to try and shade it again, but I mean, once you get the first kind of shade and you do well, you can continue to do pretty well. Gotta be careful here. There are Widow Mines around, so these Adepts are playing a more dangerous game. They're going to try and leave. In the end, probably just going to have to shade out while leaving, but there's quite a lot of Marines. Maybe this second shade in was not quite the play. The Adepts will get rid of a Hellion. 5 SCVs going down. The Adepts back to the center of the map now. Going to drop a Robo Facility down for MaxPax in the natural expansion. Friend of mine obviously will help to zone out at the front. We're about halfway to Blink. I mean, obviously this damage you dealt here as MaxPax was nice, but it did come at the cost of going 3 gates before you tacked up, so it made quite the difference. Depths and our Stalkers just gathering together, and Medevac coming through the top side as well. Just going to go boosting across over there. And potentially try and Widowmine drop. Will actually fly over the proxied gateway while that happens, so he now knows where the gateway is. Gateway also potentially tells MaxPax that this drop is on the way, so now he can perhaps deal with that Widowmine drop without as many issues, because just knowing it's coming is oftentimes half of the battle or more when it comes to those Widowmine drops. You know, if you know it's coming, you can mentally prepare, you know to be watching out for it, your reaction is likely to be that much faster, that much sooner to kind of really help out. Yep, Stalker's already in position. We got Blink as well, so he can blink. In fact, in this case, he's just going to blink away from this mine shot. Oh, he actually gets probes with the mine, so obviously if the probes were out of range, you could have just had the Stalkers blink away from the mine shot, and then you would have just been able to kill that off without any loss. But not too crazy here. Marines in the tank just going to chip their way through. In fact, Stalker's going to jump up and will actually get rid of the siege tank. Even the Auditor is not doing enough here to deter these Stalkers. He will go after the Raven for a moment as well. Not going to go for the mineral line, in fact. Going to go for a chunk of SCVs. 4 or 5 workers already going down. 6, 7. Oh, that was a Marine. Blinks to the corner. We got other Stalkers over here. We do not recall away. So it looks like these Stalkers are in for the long haul. I mean, there's only a couple left over, and there's units on the low ground, so they will all go down. So MaxPax does good damage, but he loses every Stalker he was attacking with, and that is, as I say, expensive. Especially Stalkers now as they have Blink. You really want to be able to keep these Stalkers alive. You really want to do a lot with them. They're kind of units that do very well, kind of, you know, in higher numbers, but they're also expensive to build. They cost a lot of gas, so you typically want to build your Stalkers up one time and then just kind of, you know, get to this point where it's like, okay, cool, now I've got charge. I'm going to build mostly Zealots, and I can use my gas on other things. Having to rebuild Stalkers really slows down a lot of the further teching you can do. But when you're ahead by 20 workers almost, maybe none of that matters, and maybe MaxPax will just be okay anyways. This pressure is doing enough to put him significantly ahead, and Kira so far is not finding a chance to even think about moving towards a third base. He doesn't even have a 4th and 5th rack, so it's not like he's trying to commit to 2 bases either. At this point, he might just have to commit in some way, because he's very behind. MaxPax is extremely well set up at home, and even a RoboBay coming up to get going into the tech from here. And that obviously should help him defend any sort of counter push that may give Kira a chance of just winning with one swell swoop. One fell swoop. One swell swoop. One fell swoop across the map. But yeah, I don't think that's going to happen. Turns out it's actually Kira's secret attack, the swell swoop. No one quite knows what it is. Swell swoop. Prism gets in. I mean, even just a few SCVs going down is an annoyance here in a game that Kira does not have great control over. He is building a 3rd CC. That doesn't actually get delayed here, but we actually killed the missile turret that stopped, or at least hurt the Prism on its way in. So now the Prism actually has an easier way out if it would like to leave. Prism will also very happily just sit in the back corner and then just wait for another chance to move in. But there's a Viking building to actually clear it out, so we'll not be able to sit there forever. MaxPax at home just continues to tech up. Colossi on the way out here. Another bio at the front. Obviously, the Stalkers can't do too much in a straight-up fight there, but they can just move in, chip, and then blink away, right? It comes at basically no cost at all, and should keep you in a pretty good spot. And I think you're pretty happy with that so far, as MaxPax says you do indeed go blinking away back down to the south. Bio through the center. So I'm going to see a couple more depots coming down. The Stalkers already taking a little shot of damage there. Army of MaxPax starts to move on forward. Just going to see a couple of Widow Mines getting burrowed up. We actually Matrix one of these Colossus. Problem is, that's now a chunk of your Raven Energy gone, and you're not actually going to take a big fight off of this. So, still not really ideal. You got Zealots all over your mineral lines as well. Matrix is gone, and I think MaxPax is going to feel comfortable to start chasing and potentially fighting. He's about to have extended thermal land, so things are only getting better for him. He's also finishing up at Dark Shrine, so he's got more harassment possibilities. As again, the Zealots already doing pretty well, though. Cleaned out. Yeah, okay, I mean, good defense from Kira. He's actually up about 30 army supplies, so MaxPax wants to be careful with what he does. Of course, given time, MaxPax's army supply rebuilds so quickly because he's just got that astounding economy in comparison to Kira, and that is, of course, kind of the problem that we continue to lie on here. And it's been the problem for a while at this stage. Plus side will make their way across, and we're just going to be seeing this army. MaxPax did not commit in, which I think was the right call in the moment. He obviously used a lot of his army supply on the Zealots in the main base and so on, so he was missing a little bit. And now he's got DTs to move around and harass with as well. And MaxPax, I think, knows just what's, the state at which this game is at, and kind of what he needs to and can do to kind of keep things kind of comfortable for him. The Zealots continue through, going after a bunch of these SCVs at Orbital Command. Already burning a little bit. Hit the interference matrix onto the Colossi and onto those Zealots. Those two get shoved away over to the right side in the end. One more scan up to the top. And the Bioforce still pulling back over the left-hand side as well. Great Ghost all producing here. A couple of SCVs coming out. Medivacs coming up as well, so we continue to bring this through here now. It's going to be a couple of Medivacs, the Ghost, +1 armor. Our army of MaxPax continues to move up to the top side, and these couple of Widow Mines. Taking some shots. Disruptor shot flies. Just doesn't quite manage to connect yet. SCV is being picked off, and now going to have ourselves a chance to flank in with some Zealots. Man, MaxPax has been lurking for this fight for a very long time at this stage. He's been ready to take this engagement, and he's really just wanting to hammer it home. Let's see what he can do. Bio pushing forward. Disruptor shot flies. Bio will split back. As Medivac continues through, and the Vikings will continue to chase. A Colossus goes down. Good, honestly, with a good amount of supply to come chasing with this Disruptor. Looking to line up as well. Zealots will continue forward. Bio will continue through. Vikings will be landing once more. Oh no. Ooh! Well, the first Disruptor shot kind of got denied, but the second one does connect. I mean, Q is still on the chase, and MaxPax is losing a ton of units. He's not been able to take the fight to kind of end this game, MaxPax. Counter harassment is going to force Q to be 100% all in, pushing across the map. DT Zealot going to work over there. I mean, this army of MaxPax right now is not very strong. It's really the Disruptor that's his biggest hope in this. Two more Disruptor shots. That one going to land as well. A couple Ghosts going down. Our Bio will turn and trade with the Stalkers. In the end, Q says GG. He will not have enough to push on through. MaxPax will just bleed enough units into this battle eventually to eventually clean Q out, and that is going to be game. As we will have in the top left-hand corner, our Red Protoss player from Psystorm Gaming. This is MaxPax. Taking on the blue Terran in the bottom right-hand corner of the map, it is Q. Game 2 of our best of 5, my friends. Again, just in terms of events we've got coming up, guys, we've got WardiTV Winter Championship qualifiers the next few days. So not tomorrow, but Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, we'll have Winter Championship qualifiers. That will be players looking to qualify into the Winter Championship group stages. A lot of players already qualifying in there. For example, some of the players already into the playoffs due to their performance in WardiTV events, including MaxPax and Q. And some players will earn invites into the group stages based on WardiTV points, which is something else you earn when you participate in these Wardi events. So that's something that helps you qualify to that end-of-year WardiTV 2023 Championship, which last year was $10,000 of prize money for WardiTV 2022. It's kind of nice. You play in events throughout the year, you qualify into the big championship, you can guarantee like $100 or more just for basically accepting your qualification. That's nice. So you play in events, you earn money through the year, and you're already kind of netting yourself potential money later in the year as well. Hey, what's up, McMaster969? Much love from Canada. Keep up the great content. Love it and much appreciated. Thank you so much for the kind words. I really appreciate it. Reaper moves into the natural, and the Adept will go shading forward, looking to jump on top of the Reaper. He's going to get one shot off. Reaper takes a hit, and Reaper is going to get pushed further down the bottom. Logan, thank you so much for the 34-month resub. Welcome back. Hope you're doing well. Thank you so much. I'm just going to shade up through the natural expansion. Just going to see Twilight Council, Robotics Facility. A couple of probes and that warp gate all still coming through. As the Reaper goes out down to the bottom left-hand side. So, making its way over there. Now, we've got ourselves that Twilight already up. The Robo is building. Dark Shrine could be the go-to here from MaxPax. There it is. So, Dark Shrining it up. A little bit different. Some good aggression can turn into those Archons as well, and that Archon drop we know and we have seen before can be very effective, can be very, very, just fun to watch and just very, strong in general, so. Hops up, hops back down. Once he can't get in there, that's a wall off. I don't know if I really knew that could be walled off. That's an interesting little position. I guess it can, it makes sense that it can. It's just, it looks kind of like an ugly wall off, but it's actually pretty reasonable. Huh. Alright, very cool. Obviously, the pylon being not part of the wall, but powering the wall means you can build the tech structure off of that pylon on the other side, so then it's very hard to scout because you don't get deep enough with the Reaper to see the Dark Shrine. So Kira is in the dark right now. He's blind. He doesn't know what MaxPax is doing, and there goes the Reaper, so further scouting is going to be eliminated in terms of possibility. So that's now not going to be much of an option either. MaxPax will start his third base. Raven on the way from Q is going to be 100% what he needs to help him in the right direction here. Raven will help to simplify this defense, but let's see if he can hold on long enough to get that Raven out. Obviously, you don't want to be taking too much damage too soon, otherwise this could get messy. DT's showing up, and the first SCV already going down. DT on the low ground, chasing up here. Widow Mines, bang, bang, and the Prism's gone. That's actually a really big deal, because now the DTs lose a lot of their mobility, and a lot of their opportunities to get out alive, so this is now a committed attack from MaxPax. This becomes a real investment from him. That said, every single SCV is currently running around the map and not actually mining, so that's obviously a pretty good starting point here. If you are MaxPax in terms of damage done, 12 workers killed. I mean, basically, Kira didn't have a scan, so he was waiting on that Raven popping out, and waiting on the Raven just took such a long time that you lose, again, 13 SCVs, but also just a ton of mining while going there. And Kira currently going to be looking to be down 2 in this series because this has not been a pretty opening for Game 2. And even though MaxPax lost the Prism and the DTs end up dying where maybe he could have initially saved them, they just did so much anyway. Adepts, Stalkers setting up. Blink not ready yet, but it will be ready soon. Obviously, once Blink is done, these Stalkers can up the ante, and, well, we're already going to lose the bunkers. This is going to be tough to hold on to. Didn't even need Blink yet. We've got the Prism, which can micro backward, and that's what we're currently relying on. Stalkers want to go after the Raven. You get rid of the Raven, and suddenly you can deal with, put more DTs into play as well, so you have more opportunities there. Stalkers lifting back up. 10 more SCVs going down. Q is at 27 workers in this game, guys. Like, he is not in a good place. He is just not in a good place at all. Down, 35 workers overall, pretty much. Stalkers have their Blink now. They'll continue to trade, and obviously Stalkers trading efficiently in a game where you just do not have efficiency. You don't have economy. Kira's really in trouble. He knocks down an Observer, which is a nice touch, but he's got a lot more to do than an Observer kill to step back in this. I'm just going to shade up the front with the, I was thinking with the Observer going down, maybe there'd be some hope to maybe, slow this aggression a bit, but then I guess you got that Prism for high ground vision if you really need it as well. Not sure what else you could really kind of fall back and rely on at the moment, as A few bio units will continue to gather in the natural. This stage, I guess Kira is really just going to take his upgrades and just go. He doesn't really have much else of an option, so stems forward here, pushes the Stalkers back. Immediately the Prism is launching into the main base to create the counterattack. That's exactly what we expect. It's, you know, what happens pretty much every single time. So in we go. Prism gonna get locked onto. Cyclone getting that lock on. Gonna stay on it for just a few moments here. Isn't gonna be able to get the kill. Kira turned around to come deal with this as well. And by coming back to deal with this, well, it just gives MaxPax the time to set up the army he needs back at home. Don't get me wrong, I feel like it's dangerous not to come and deal with this, but then have you not just taken so much damage that you're basically all in anyway? And stuff. And MaxPax is just so good at this kind of aggressive early game. It puts you in these really difficult positions trying to deal with it. And yeah, Q's just not being able to really find a good way to deal with it at all throughout these first two games of this best of 5. It is a best of 5, so it's perhaps time to adapt, switch, and do a little bit better, but it's going to take some work. Prism trying to siege up in the main. The few Marines going after that Prism. Going to push it to the side. Zealots will just go charging forward. And yeah, it's almost just going to be a one-sided battle. The Raven fell. If in case that was going to somehow provide the lifeline that Q was going to hold on to. GG's. MaxPax 2-0 up in the best of. Said anything? You don't know why he doesn't already? It's very possible at some point that he does. It's very possible that StarCraft 2 just becomes more and more online focused anyways, and he just doesn't feel the need to if he's not comfortable for it or whatever, you know? So, yeah. MaxPax bottom right, the mystery of the StarCraft 2 scene. Who is he? Why won't he play offline? We'll never find out. This might honestly be one of the biggest mysteries that's just never ever revealed. Top left is Cure. What I do wonder though is, right, someone must know who MaxPax is. Because, for example, ESL can't, I think, actually allow him to participate in the ESL European events without knowing or having proof that he is eligible for the competition, right? So he must have provided some amount of proof to somebody that he is a real person and he's eligible to play in Europe, so he's you know what I mean? Like, there is, you know, that sounds ridiculous, but like, there is, like, that amount of, like, confirmation just behind the scenes. And he must have given a reason because, as to why he can't use a webcam, etc. Because otherwise you get fined every match you don't play with a webcam in, like, ESL. And if he's getting fined every match, he just wouldn't make any money. Like, it would actually cost him more than he makes to play in ESL, right? So then why would he play? So they must know something, right? Like, someone in the world knows, it's just not us. His bank account doesn't surprise when you go to. Well, I mean, that's what I say. These are the questions to be asked, right? Maybe someday, like 30 days down the line, some ESL admin's gonna come out of it, like, you know, gonna pay a post like, I knew who MaxPax was. Oh, I've held this secret for so many years. It's been gnawing away at me. The whole community wanted to know, and I knew. It just turns out he didn't like his hairstyle. Something just super dumb. Do you have any proof that Wardy isn't MaxPax? Not really. I'm actually out here playing against Cure right now on my second screen, just talking to you guys over it. It's actually really sick because I look at the stream and I'm like, whoa! Cure's building a CC. Wow. I know exactly what to do in this scenario. Gonna send us out an adept across the map to be annoying. I mean, is it stream cheating if you are the undercover player in the match, but you also gotta be the caster? Like, I mean, I can't help. That's not stream cheating. I'm just doing my job. It's probably, yeah, probably good proof that I'm not MaxPax, guys. Blink on the way. Warp gate's about to finish. The robotics facility for MaxPax coming up. Okay, here's my final theory. What if MaxPax has held his identity back for so long, and once we think StarCraft really is on the brink, like StarCraft's really about to die, it's over, like there's no coming back. What if then, all of a sudden, boom, MaxPax face reveal. The world goes crazy. StarCraft viewership quintuples. You know, sponsors come pouring in. What if this is just a ploy from MaxPax to save StarCraft? Yeah, you didn't think about that option, did you? I know. Crazy. Yeah, no, we don't know what's going on with MaxPax, but he's still freaking good at StarCraft, we know that much. Cyclone going to get rid of an Adept here already, so that's going to go down. The Raven building up from Cure, the Siege Tank on the way, about halfway done. Couple more Stalkers just warping in, going to rally out to the front here. Blink will be finishing sooner rather than later. I'm just going to be seeing that Warp Prism finishing up as well. A couple more Stalkers on the way out from MaxPax, continuing to bring these in. As the Prism loads up, and we go across to try and deal some damage, obviously, into the 4-gate Blink Stalkers. We talked about this in the first game, saying this is one of the things he loves to do in the matchup. And right now seems to be one of the things he's going to try and do here as well. So, kick this off. Stalker's ready up to blink up into this main base, ready to go after some of these Marines. And I have that Siege Tank under fire as well, so that's going to be going down. So that Siege Tank gets picked off after these Stalkers. Going to work their way through some SCVs as well. Come back around the other side, just going to see SCVs nearly going down, but not quite. Going to load Stalkers over to the edge of the main base as well. Siege Tank fires, one Stalker already falls. And this is Cure kind of defending and holding on in a pretty decent spot. Obviously, MaxPax is a delayed third with this attack, and this maybe gives Cure an opening to get something done. Hey, what's up, oh god. I have to take a moment to think about how I want to pronounce your name. Joaqui84 for the 5-month resub. Come on, Wardy, keep your support into SC2. You're awesome. You're awesome. Thank you so much for the resub today. Thanks for supporting the stream, the content, the StarCraft. It's all appreciated. A few more Stalkers warping in from MaxPax in the center here. It's going to go straight through for this. Going to blink on in. Raven going to go down as well. Bunker going to take quite a few shots too, so that's going to take some pretty hefty damage. Stalkers will continue to micro back. SCVs continue to pull forward. Marines and a Cyclone also pushing through. And our Stalkers will stand here from MaxPax and look to trade out. 4 more Stalkers warping in right now. Cyclone actually going to get a lock onto the Observer, which does get rid of some of the vision here for MaxPax, who still only kind of equal-ish on workers. Once Cure can break out to a third base, which should be soon with Stim and Combat, etc. finishing. Once he can do that, he's going to be in a pretty comfortable spot. Jumps into the main base, Prism loads up, going to try and evacuate back out, and again, just keep the pressure up. The more MaxPax can do, the more chance he has to recover from what was initially not maybe the best, but obviously over time, you definitely feel like he's doing more and more to keep himself in a great place, keep himself in a great position. Soldiers will go through, and this Marauder's already going to take some extra damage. Going through, Stalker's backing it up. Just going to be seeing now the push from Cure. This is what we've been talking about, right? This idea of, you know, you get Stim, Combat, you're going to be much more powerful. You can finally move forward. That's exactly what's going to happen right now. Bio hanging around. Prism does get kind of shoved a little bit off over to the left-hand side. 4 Zealots warping in on this Prism. 3 of them jump up into the Prism, and just going to be seeing them ready to dive into this main base. So in we go. A few Zealots will begin to unload. Widow Mine is not going to go off just yet. Finally. Actually hits a good shot when it does. You kill off a Cyclone, nothing major. Again, you're kind of keeping Cure back more than anything with these attacks. And, you know, just keeping his army back gives you more time to get more tech up at home. That's something that MaxPax has done throughout this series very well. Keeping Cure busy, keeping Cure pinned back, and unable to really go elsewhere. Here, he's going to move down the right side of the map, coming past the watchtower. MaxPax only has the first Colossus about to finish. I'm actually a bit worried. This one attack right now might be quite powerful. Not really enough splash, I feel like, for MaxPax to deal with this, as he pauses for some lag. Unfortunate moment. Give him a sec or so. I actually don't have referee power, so I don't have anything I can help out with here. So we just sit and we wait, guys. 250 ping. I mean, I can't even talk to them, guys. Don't have referee. And this, guys, why you always give the admin of the tournament referee, so they can talk to you in moments like this. You know? Meanwhile, Twitch chat, how are we doing? MaxPax looking up the strats on Hossum's YouTube channel. Yeah. Alright, I'm gonna get ready. I'm gonna resume. 3, 2, 1. So, Q coming in. A few force fields go down. These Widow Mines are potentially going to be big. He does split one of the Zealots off nicely, though. The Stalker there actually just blinked away as well. He still gets in position. There's still not really any splash damage here. Widow Mine on the top side gets rid of a few more Zealots. There are Zealots counterattacking the third at the same time. And here is the Colossus from MaxPax trying to help with this. And we'll just have our Bioforce turning back around. Immortal will be kind of taking a beating off the Siege Tank, but now the tank dies before we can get a killing blow. And this medevac's gonna get blinked on, loses 1, loses 1.5, not quite. My goodness, well that was a scary moment or two, right? I mean, the medevacs, if the full medevacs go down there, then you're in a lot of trouble. Now MaxPax is gonna actually open up these rocks and start moving. That's actually not an easy hold for MaxPax. Really felt like he was in some trouble there going into it, but comes out looking good on the other side, and now pushing up the right. See what we do. A couple Zealots split ahead. Gonna see the Prism coming up the left as well. A couple more Widow Mines gonna burrow up over there. He's gonna be seeing a huge Zealot warping gonna start up. And another Widow Mine gonna connect on a Zealot or so. So just gonna pick through that. Zealots continue forward. Force field comes down. Okay, MaxPax is gonna straight up take this fight. SCVs are pulling in. Kyo's gonna respect what is, hitting on his front door. Vikings, Ghosts, Marines, all producing obviously this typical kind of stage of the game where you delay your 2-2 upgrades so that you can go into all of this different tech that helps you to fight a Protoss army like this one. And there's a couple of Colossi turn back around. The Bioforce has to go running once again. Well, MaxPax survives, Curious survives. We actually get to go on, like I say, just a little bit here. The player really able to kind of win out as our Bioforce will get through that Zealot. A couple more Vikings still being brought into play. Again, a couple of Ghosts continuing out as well. This one's out now. Going to move through towards the upper left-hand side. Dodges the Widow Mines like a professional. We'll see walk into those, and you insta-die. So that Zealot, he's a smart man. He knows how to live on. He's got longevity on his mind. That's the +3, +2 upgrades coming in on the side of MaxPax. So getting those going. The Bioforce pushing forward for a few moments. Prism has to back away. Around the left-hand side, the Widow Mine going to connect. Just going to get a little shot or so. Nothing too crazy. I'm just going to see a couple of EMPs going down. And the rest of this army going to come back around the right side. Still, MaxPax actually in a bit of a weird spot. EMPs galore here, and so you will not have force fields to help decide how this battle goes. He has a massive disruptor to help dismantle the upper portion of this Cure army. MaxPax still going to be on the run, though. Vikings to chase the Colossus. The Bioforce will chase everything else. If it wasn't for that Disruptor shot, I feel like Q would be in a commanding position. With the Disruptor shot, Q has still done well here at the end. The ability to chase away does a lot for him. Can he fight in this forward position? This base will allow a super battery in the forward location. Obviously, there was a cannon there originally too, buying a bit of time. It's just Zealots that are warping in. We kind of would love to have an EMP or two just to soften these Zealots up. There it is. Hits big on the clump of Zealots as they wanted to move on forward. And now they're looking to wrap around this retreating Bio Force. MaxPax turning this from defense to offense. Massive disruptor shot, I guess, because Q had stopped to tap out GG's. That was probably why. I was like, no, Q, don't. And then he actually was typing GG anyways. Kind of makes sense as to what was going on there. MaxPax takes it. And it is going to be a 3-0 from MaxPax. Convincing in this finals. Completely turned